Hi everybody, it's Maya, and today we are doing sort of a experimental kind of video. It's going to be kind of similar to the last video I just released, trying out makeup products that I didn't really like or didn't really have impressions on. But today's video is going to be strictly products that I do not use. I have not touched these products in forever. Yeah, it's going to be kind of like a decluttering kind of video, like keep it or toss it based on how today goes. So yeah, keep or toss, let's get into it. So I just washed my hair, so it's very wet still, and that noise you hear in the background is baby. She's chomping on her bone, having the time of her life. I needed a coffee today. I went to work this morning and I'm trying not to drink coffee as much anymore because I'm very dependent on it. And I just felt so, like, you can see it in my eyes, I was so exhausted and I wasn't even doing anything, and I'm just like, this isn't good. So as soon as I came home, I had to make myself a coffee because, like, I mean, at least I didn't spend money on it, you know what I mean? So I have this basket filled with goodies of all the products I'm going to be putting on my face today. So in one of my previous videos, I did mention briefly that I tried out a tinted moisturizer and I absolutely hated it because it made my skin look awful, and it is this one right here. And I think I was just having a bad skin day. For some extra hydration, I'm going in with this e.l.f. Holy Hydration Eye Cream. I received this in an Ipsy bag like maybe 2 years ago. Never used it, and I don't know why, because it's actually really nice, and I also like applying it to the rest of my face too because it does really hydrate. It's a really nice prep before makeup. I'm trying to get back into doing skincare. So doing this before makeup is just like therapeutic, and you know your makeup's gonna look good when you prepped like crazy. I'm going in with the Ciate London Dewy Skin Primer. I have been in love with this ever since I started using it again. It makes your skin so glowy. It makes any foundation sit so perfectly on top of it. I do get really oily, but because it's winter now and it's cold out, my skin's super dry because I have combo skin, if you don't know. This primer has been so amazing. Look how glass-like that just made my skin. So if this foundation doesn't sit right on top of this, we're gonna have an issue. I'm going to apply it with a brush today because I did use a sponge last time, and I think that could have been slightly the reason why the foundation completely broke up, because it didn't like something on my face. I don't know if it was the primer or if it was the sponge. So I'm just going to be safe and we're going to use a brush. Sheer to medium buildable coverage with a weightless finish that instantly moisturizes your skin. Yeah, I didn't get that at all. So it says to shake well. So I'm going to shake it well because I don't want to make any mistakes. And I got this in the shade Silk number 2. It definitely is too light for me. I'm going to squeeze just a little bit and we're just going to work it in like that. Because last time I put on way too much without realizing that it was making my skin look awful. So I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. And yeah, it's definitely making me super white, but it's okay because that's what bronzer's for. Definitely is buildable too. I just don't want to build too much because, like I said, it's very light on me and I don't want too much of it making me look like a ghost. But so far I actually like it a lot. It's blending really nicely. It's covering my redness, which is always my biggest concern. And it's not acting weird or looking dry in the skin at all. If I do like this, I might pick it up in a deeper shade to match me better. Up close, it looks really good. There's like no flaws. Like, it's a little bit dry, but all my foundations tend to look dry, like over here. And it doesn't even look that dry compared to other foundations. Like, it definitely did mattify me enough, but you can still see some of that glow from the primer. So, wow. I actually like this a lot, and hopefully it continues to wear nicely too. Because I love a matte product that keeps you matte a little bit longer than a product that is glowy and it's going to make you oily right away. It's really, really pretty despite it not being the perfect shade. I think I might go up to shade 3 or 4 possibly, but this is nice. I'm so glad I decided to give it another try because I was about to toss it. I'm definitely going to keep playing with it though, with using a sponge and different techniques to see, because I don't want something in my collection that only works one way. But the fact that it literally looks flawless to my skin right now is looking really good. For concealer, I want to go in with this Pixi by Petra, the shade Cream. I did a full face review of Pixi and I did like this concealer, but I don't reach for it at all. It is probably my least reached for products at the moment. Like, the wand is very, very chunky, and also despite the wand being very chunky, it doesn't carry that much product. So I want to use it again today just to see the formula because I don't remember at all what the formula is like. Shade wise, it's fine. Like, it's light and does the job, but consistency wise, it's very, very thick. It definitely does feel creamy. It's blending really nicely into the skin. It definitely is like a full coverage thick concealer, and I don't like thick concealers, but it doesn't look bad. Like, it doesn't look gross or anything. Like I said, it's blending really nicely. It's not looking dry at all under the eyes or anything like that. It's just not a concealer formula that I really go for. This is where I get problem areas with concealers. Like, if a concealer is gonna do me dirty, it's gonna be in this area, and I do have one pimple right here. As you can see, like, that's literally so creamy and it's blending. It's not just staying in one spot, and it's definitely not clinging and sticking to one spot, which I've had issues with concealers in the past doing that. Now here it is getting a little bit dry. I don't know if you can see that, but like I said, I always have an issue right there with dryness. I mean, coverage wise, it definitely did cover. I don't know, I have to keep playing with it though, because it's looking a little bit cakey under the eyes ever so slightly. So now I'm gonna take my sponge and press on the face and just get everything pressed in. I don't know, I need to test this out and wear it like all over my face, because that's something that's very important for me. Like, I like wearing just concealer sometimes, and if this doesn't perform like just all over without any foundation, then I have to get rid of it. So we will test that another day. So I have this Milani Supercharged Cheek and Lip Multi-Stick, and this one is in the shade 150 Electric Bronze. Yeah, that's a really cute bronzing shade. It's very warm toned and pretty, and something I would reach for, but the consistency of it, where does it go? Once you blend it out, it's literally gone. So I need to test this out again because I don't like that with this. I do not like when a product just completely gets rid of itself. Like, how is that possible? So I'm gonna take this e.l.f. bronzing brush and I'm going to do that. I want to give this the best chance to look good, so we're not going to apply it directly to the face. I mean, the color is showing up. It's very pretty. It's giving me the same color as like the Rare Beauty bronzing stick and Happy Soul. So I mean, it's very nice. I'll do it for the nose. I'll apply it directly to my nose just so we can do that. But yeah, this product is extremely creamy and blendable, so no issues with blending. That's never going to be an issue with this product. It's just, is it really worth your money to spend it? Like, to spend on this product when if you were to blend it out, it kind of just disappears into nothing. Like, how is the longevity of this product? You know, like, I'm having a good time applying it. Like, it's very, very dewy and pretty, but it might just be a little bit too dewy. So let's apply it directly to the nose. So, and just do a fake nose contour. Like, I'm applying it to my nose right now, and it's like almost like a gloss. Like, it's just gliding. I definitely wanted my nose contour to be skinnier than that, but That's what the powder's for later. So yeah, watch. This is going to blend into absolutely nothing. I mean, like, it just made my nose look a little bit longer, didn't it? It's weird. When I powder and all of that, it'll get fixed, hopefully, but I don't really like the way it's looking right now. As you can see, my cheeks, all that wetness you see, that is the bronzer, and it's not anything else. Everything else was matte that I put on my face, so, and the primer doesn't just eat through the product that quickly. That's literally just the bronzer. I will say, if you are very dry, if you have super dry skin and you want something that's not going to make you look dry, this bronzer definitely is going to be that for you. I just have more combo skin and I struggle with looking way too oily sometimes, and a product like this, like, feeling my cheeks right now, they're very sticky and wet. Like, you definitely need to powder that quickly. This blush from Kosas, I lost it in my collection. It fell to the very bottom of my drawer and I had no idea where it went, so I didn't get to use it. And if you know anything about Kosas, they're a super clean brand, so their makeup doesn't last very long. And you can definitely tell when their makeup products are expired. Like, that looks really gross. It's just very, it looks gross. It smells like, not bad, but it smells like Halloween makeup. Like, really cheap Halloween makeup, and I do not like that smell. Like, some of their products, they get more of like a fishy kind of smell, and it's also kind of annoying because you own the product for like 2 months and it starts to smell. But that's the nature of buying from a brand that's clean, you know. This blush palette, I bought it as a blush and a highlight. This is the 8th Muse Color and Light cream blush, and I got the high intensity. That's where I went wrong, because this is the highlight and that's way too dark for me. So I also use that as a blush. But I don't know. I don't really like this too much because I'm going to use it today just to see if I like the color. Or the formula too. Like, the formula is really nice. Like, it definitely is sheer to buildable if you're going in with a brush. Now, if you were to swirl with your fingers and warm the product up a little bit more, you can definitely get some really intense pigment from it. I mean, yeah. Like, that's definitely not on my cheek. And then the highlight, like, that is super dark. So I'm going to stick my brush into both of those and then see what we get. Yeah, now it's definitely a lot more pigmented. I mean, yeah, it's cute. I have other blushes though that are this exact same color and don't smell. Speaking of Undone Beauty, I have this exact same shade in this. I don't really need a light colored blush like that. Where did the bronzer go? It's literally gone. Wow. I don't really want to get rid of it because it also works as a lip. I'll show you that. Like, you can apply it right to your lips and it's very, very glossy. You know, but it's definitely not going to be long lasting in the slightest. But I might just keep it just as a quick all over kind of color. This is the Pixi H2O Skin Veil Powder in Translucent. I did like this powder when I first used it. There's no like actual reason as to why I don't reach for it. I just don't. So I'm going to use it again today and see if I actually like it now that I've owned plenty of powders and I can see what I like and I don't like in a powder. That is very, very brightening. Whoa. But yeah, not a lot of people had reviews of this powder when I bought it. I didn't see any reviews, so I bought it to be a review. Like, it's definitely not a drying powder. It won't make your skin look gross and cakey. It definitely does smooth and mattify, so let's just keep applying. And I do want to do flashback tests too, because I'm low-key kind of scared with how intense this is. I mean, it's really making my face look flawless. So this might just be another new favorite. I don't know why I just never reached for it. And if it makes me like stay nice and matte all day and not just oily in 2 seconds, that'll be a plus as well. Absolutely flawless. There's no dryness, there's no enhancing of the pores. It just looks completely stunning. So I'm gonna go do a flash test really quick and insert it right here. This picture is going to look extremely ugly. Don't mind me. I may or may not show the actual picture. And then I'm gonna do one with my light off to be 1000% sure. And it passed with flying colors. I'm just gonna show you guys here. I don't want to upload the actual picture. This is with the light off. No flashback at all. And this is with my light on. No flashback. There's no super bright, intense thing happening underneath the eyes or any of that. So this passes the test, and we will see how it continues to wear. My skin feels very, very soft and just nice and set down. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Let's do contour, because I do not contour, but this GG Gorgeous, the 6 Sculpt in the shade Turned. This is from an Ipsy bag years ago. This is the shade. It is actually the coolest shade I own, and I never used it. I remember using it before actually as a bronzer and not as a contour. But this is definitely that shadow shade. I never reach for this product. Like, I just don't like the packaging. I don't have any issues with GG Gorgeous. I actually used to watch all her damn videos. So I was actually pretty excited to own this when Ipsy sent it to me. I just don't like the packaging. I don't like when bronzing products cover up the shade with packaging. It just ruins it for me because I can't see the shade of it, and I just always forget it's there. I actually like that. The formula blended really nicely, and it is a nice shade. And I don't see anything wrong with keeping a product. Like, if you go through your whole collection and you don't end up decluttering anything, I think that's completely fine, because at least you know you're going to use it now that you like it. I suck at nose contour. Like, I'm way better at it sometimes, but I don't know. Today it's just not, it's not coming out the way I want it to. Now for actual bronzer, I have this Shades by Shan bronzer in Latte. Nothing wrong with this. I just don't reach for it. So I'm gonna give it a chance today. And the color of my foundation now isn't light at all anymore. It just seems to look normal with all this bronzer. Out of all the things on my face, I think the one place I'm hating the most is right here. It's the concealer that I put there. It's definitely not that bad. I don't know, from the mirror it's looking right here. It's just looking a little bit dry. I mean, I'm just nitpicking at this point. For powder blush, I have this Mishko Beauty blush palette, and it's the Beauty blush palette, or I don't know the name of it. It has all these blushes in it. I got this in an Ipsy bag as well, and I don't reach for it because you have 2 neutral shades, you have a really intense orangey coral shimmer, and you have this hot pink blush. Like, none of these blushes, except these 2, really relate to each other. Today I'm just gonna go with this one right here, Madam, because the lips today are going to be like a nude lip. So I want the blush to sort of match that. I mean, yeah, the color is very pretty. It's going on nice and buildable, I would say. But I do own a blush shade just like this. For me, I will never get rid of my powder blushes that I own because I don't own that many. I have mostly just creams. I don't have any powders, so having a powder blush palette is definitely helpful. It looks like this from the outside. Like, this looks like an eyeshadow palette to me, so I never reach for it because I always forget I have it. I might just go back in with more blush a little bit later. This highlighter, the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Highlighter in the shade Opal. Everyone says it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm sure it is. I just don't really have a good time with it. One, if you dab it on your face and try to blend it, it doesn't blend. So that's like my biggest, because I want to put it on my face like everyone does their highlighter wands from Charlotte Tilbury. And I can't do it with this. So I'm going to try it today because I did squeeze out a whole bunch of product. And we're just going to see. So I'm just going to quickly blend it with my foundation brush, because this brush definitely is the best at blending. And there is a slight spot that it didn't want to blend out in. Crap. And yeah, like it's okay. I've just had awful times with this highlight using it, and it like rips up the foundation underneath, or it just doesn't blend. Like if you were to blend this with a sponge, good luck. It won't blend. I'm glad it's doing something today, and the shade doesn't look too dark when I turn, so yeah, maybe it's redeeming itself. We will see. Powder highlight now. This is from Estate. It's the Do Me highlighter in the shade Lit, and it's a baked powder highlight. This I got in an Ipsy bag a while ago, and I never really used it. I do love this formula. It's reminding me of the new Rare Beauty highlights. This is definitely intriguing me. I'd never reach for it. I always forget I have it. I'm just gonna apply it on top of the Flower Beauty. Ooh, that's cute. It definitely is very pigmented and really finely milled actually. It's not looking chunky at all. I take some on my finger, put it down my nose, and on this part of the nose. Now I'm finding all these products that I like, and that means I'm not going to get rid of anything. I'm going to go back in with that blush that I put on and just apply a little bit more back on top, just because I lost some of that with the highlight. This PYT eyeshadow, this is the Upcycle eyeshadow palettes, and this one's in Party in the Nude. This one is Rowdy Rose Nude. I don't remember loving these though. After I made that review on my channel, I never once picked these up again. Like I said, very pretty palettes. I just never reached for them because I don't think the formula was that memorable. Like these sparkle shades look really nice, and I don't think they perform, so we're gonna test that out again today. I'm gonna try to go on the more warm neutral side today because the lips are gonna be warm and I don't want to have like a cool toned eye. So far this shade though is looking pretty good. I'm using Rowdy Rose Nude, and I'm going into this shade right here, and I'm gonna play between both palettes though just to get some warm tones. So now I'm gonna go into this coral shade and I'm gonna mix it in with the shade right next to it as my crease shade. And yeah, I'm pretty sure these eyeshadows are not as pigmented as they look. And these palettes weren't cheap. I think they were like, I don't want to say 30 bucks each. I don't want to say that, but it might just be the truth. Unless I spent 30 bucks on both of them, which wouldn't be a bad deal. I'm gonna quickly look that up so I'm not giving out false information. Yep, $34 each. $34 each. That's crazy. So let's test out one of those. Well, first I'm going to test out this shade. Everything can go right or wrong with this shade right here. If y'all follow my channel, you know that this shade is the most important. The one that acts as the fake cut crease. And it's not bad. It's definitely not as like pigmented as others, but it is doing the job. But now let's go into this shimmer shade right here. Yeah. Hello. And I'm even using a finger too, which should make any shimmer pop. And it's not that it's not pretty. It definitely is super pretty. It's extremely like finely milled and shimmery. It's not sparkly enough, and it's almost catfishing, because when you look at this and you see those big glitter chunks, you think you're gonna get a really intense sparkly shade, and this is just not that. Like you can't even tell, like from far away. You can't even tell. And that's the biggest letdown with this palette, is definitely the shimmers. And then this one, they have a different texture with their shimmers. So I'm gonna go with this gold shade now. I don't really reach into golds too often, but it also doesn't feel very smooth. Like you just really dig your finger in there for absolutely nothing. Like, it makes me mad how expensive these palettes are when they don't give you what you're paying for. Like, there's literally nothing there. Let's try another one for the inner corner. It's pretty as the inner corner color, but definitely not as a lid color. They're supposed to be like staples that make you want to reach back into the palette, and none of these are doing that for me. What a bummer. Let's just continue with the eyes just a little bit more just to make this. I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner a little bit, but it's just going to stay neutral. You can end up with a really pretty look, like a very subtle, pretty look. And at the time, I was very into those kinds of looks. I loved subtle eyeshadow, so for me, I was like, okay, this palette is a win. But I remember saying now that if you're someone who goes into eyeshadow with, like, you want the pigment and you want it to show up, this isn't going to be the palette for you. And I stand by that. I just went ahead and finished the eyes off camera. I just took the coral shade and just put that through just to warm up the eyes a little bit. But like I said, this is a cute eyeshadow look. I would be fine leaving the house with it. However, you know me, I need more sparkle. I love the Makeup by Mario Master Crystal Reflector. This just adds the sparkle I need. So I think I'm going to add that on top of the eyes, because when you add this, it is super thin too. Like, there's nothing wrong with a thin shimmer, just as long as you reflect the light. This on top of the eyes, it just added, like, when I turn my head, it catches light. So I'm just mad that those shimmers, like, if you're at least going to be thin and look like an eyeshadow topper, at least catch the light and look pretty. Still on the topic of eyes, this from Profusion, this is a sparkling eyeliner that's very separated. I just wanted to see if it still works, because I don't want to just throw away things that still potentially could work. I don't even know if I want to put this on my eyes. Like, I've had it for years and it's probably expired, so yeah, all the glitter is stuck to the bottom. There's no use, never mind. It used to be a glitter eyeliner and it was really nice, but I'm just gonna toss this right now in the trash. The next product is an eyeliner. This is the Give Them Lala Beauty. That's all it says. It's just an eyeliner. But yeah, I don't really know much about this eyeliner. I wouldn't even get rid of it because it works. I just don't really like it. The tip is not flexible at all. It's very stiff and it's hard for me to create a wing without it looking like it just skips. The only thing I do like though is very matte black. It's just really hard for me to create a wing. Those brush tips are so much easier. It's not as effortless as I usually do it. And everyone's preferences are different. Like, it really just depends on what you learned eyeliner with growing up. For me, brush tips were my best friend. But yeah, the formula is really pretty. It looks stunning on the eyes. It's very matte. It's definitely not too black, which I'm very happy for. I hate eyeliners that are like in your face black because it just doesn't complement me that well. I'll continue to use it, obviously. It's gonna take me a little bit of a longer time to do my eyeliner. Let's talk about the Item Beauty Brow Chow. Very cute name, very pretty packaging. I love the periwinkle. I do not like this brush at all. It does not blend my product the way I like it to. It like creates a shadow. Like, it's so sheer, it creates a shadow. The shade is, I think, brown. Medium brown. Maybe that's why it's a lighter shade. I got it in an Ipsy bag, so I could not choose my shade. I like the subtleness to it, you know, because you don't always want a brow product that's going to make your brows look very intense. Sometimes all you need is just a little bit of a shadow behind them, and the shade isn't too warm. It doesn't comb my hairs in the directions that I like it to. Brows look good, I don't know. It's okay. I'll probably still keep it. I just don't really reach for it as much just because of the brush. This is a mascara that I'm very open about hating. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Why do I have a full size? Because Ipsy decided to send me a full one. I just want to give it a second chance because a lot of people say they love this mascara and I was never one of them. Like, I think it makes the lashes look good. I don't know, so let's test it out again. give it a fair shot. And if I see it smudging, it's going right in the trash. Because there's no reason I need to wear mascara that smudges. And I don't know if this isn't the waterproof version. If people like that version instead, and maybe that one's better and the original formula sucks. It definitely gave me lashes, like I look cute. It's just, it's not really doing much for me. It's not curling them. I built it up to my preference. It took a long time to get there. Longer time than I'm used to. We will continue to see how this decides to wear on my eyes, and if it smudges or does anything gross, then, because I remember I wore this mascara and my sister pointed out, like, your mascara smudging, and I've never had her point that out before. So, and last but not least, let's do the lips. I tested out this Profusion lip combo, and ever since then I've never ever worn it again, and it looks really pretty. The colors, it's definitely gonna match. I just don't reach for them. So let's do the lip liner. This is Profusion matte lip liner in the shade Dream. Yeah, that's why. It's because it's lighter than my lips. That's why. I just don't really find these colors to be flattering. Like, it's gonna look really pretty because with this eye look specifically, it's gonna look good. I like lip colors that darken the lips a little bit more. Like if this had a little bit more brown in it instead of just straight up like peachy coral nude, then I would definitely wear it more. It's just very, very light. And let's top it with the matte lip cream, and this is also in the shade Dream. The cream is very streaky. I mean, yeah, that is super, super matte. I mean, as a look, it's cute, I guess. I just don't really find these colors flattering at all. And it did dry down. Like, it's not really transferring ever so slightly, but not really. It's not comfortable. You know what I mean? This is the Profusion Sparkling Lip Topper in the shade Dream Topper. And this, I actually do love it. I just don't reach for it. I don't know why. It's very, very pretty. But I do own something like this already. The Napa lip gloss. It's very sparkly like this too. Yeah, it's a pretty lip combo. It does really look good with that makeup. Like, this makeup looks really, really stunning, glowy, fresh, just really, really nice. I'm not liking the journey it took me to get this eye look. I could have created this with a different palette way quicker, but yeah. So I'm gonna take my hair clips out now. I'm genuinely very impressed with how it came out. I full on sat here today and I was like, my makeup's gonna look awful. Like, today's just gonna be a horrible day for my makeup and I just have to accept it. But looking at it, it's stunning. This lip combo, I would have never imagined to use it again. Like, I would have never reached for it again. Paired all together, it's very pretty. I would definitely wear this look again. But I'm loving this. What do you guys think? So that was it for today's video. These definitely help, but they also don't help because I'm trying to condense my makeup collection, and this is just making me fall in love with 1,000 different products again. It's making it hard to get rid of anything. That's also a good thing because I did spend my money on them for a reason, you know? Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like down below and comment your thoughts. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.